What's going on, E-Unit? Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Mav, bringing you back to yet another list video. We're going to talk about the top 10 NBA playoff choke artists. I'm going to try to record this as fast as possible. You know what I'm saying? And get this out in time enough because I'm preparing for planning for my 24-hour Twitch affiliate celebration stream, which is happening this weekend, that Saturday night. If y'all don't follow me on Twitch, the link is in the description for that. But I'm still going to do this so that way I don't have to do this during stream. I hope you guys understand my explicit need to get this out. Without further ado, let's go ahead and get right into this. Don't forget to subscribe if you're new. Criteria is what won't be on my list. Anyone with rings. However, I put an amendment to this rule. Those players can qualify for honorable mentions. So when we get to the honorable mentions, do not get triggered. Matter of fact, this is your chance to leave the video now if you're going to get triggered by who's on this list, okay? Oh, you stayed. Perfect. That's cool with me. We can go ahead and get into the list. Let's go ahead and get into the list. Number 10, Russell Westbrook. He's a former league MVP, and he's been to the finals once and got no ring to show for it. He was also part of the Thunder team that blew a 3-1 lead to the Golden State Warriors. No ring to show for it. Part of the same Thunder Big Three with PG-13 and Melo, and still couldn't beat Spider Mitch and the Jazz. No ring to show for it. Got blamed for the Lakers' failures, but he wasn't shooting good, so that's no excuse. Got cucked by that same Lakers team that had LeBron at the spearhead in the bubble just a year back. I don't even think he made the playoffs with Washington, and he got 2 first-round exits under his belt as a Clipper. Need I say more? Coming in at number 9, Carmelo Anthony. Now, I hate to put him on here because he's still one of my favorite players of all time, but he's only made it to the conference finals once. And we love to give excuses for, him having a deeper bag, but let's just be real. If Carmelo was a big bucket getter like that, man, if he was really adamant about winning championships like that, he'd have one. And instead, he's just holding on to the Olympic gold medals. But nah, man. But yeah, when he was with Denver, the only time he got to the conference finals was 2009, and they ran into Kobe. And they gave Kobe a run for his money. But even in the years after that, Melo hasn't been to a conference final. New York Knicks, he only made it out of the first round once. And that was when they finally took out Boston. And then they got smoked by Indiana. They had to wait until Boston traded away Ray Allen for Jason, so that way Jason Terry could come through with his old bud, and they all were old, and Melo had a clear, distinct advantage when it comes to parity of the roster. And then when they ran into a younger, faster, spry Pacers team with PG-13, Lance O'Mickle, Dan Stephenson, George Hill, David West, Big Boy, Roy Hibbert, you know what I'm saying? They got cucked, and DJ Augustine off the bench was torching them too. You know what I'm saying? And then after that, they never made the playoffs again while he was a Knick because he ate up all the cap space. And then when he went join OKC, as I mentioned in the last entry, got ousted the first round. Didn't do nothing with the Rockets. Got eliminated first round by the Lakers when he was a Blazer. Got eliminated first round when he was a Laker by the Suns. So coming in at number 8, Steve Nash. Now, the reason why he's on here is because he won 2 back-to-back MVPs controversially, like I said before, and he has no ring to show for it. Was he going up against some tougher teams? Yeah, mainly the Spurs, but he could have beat the Mavericks if he wanted to. You know what I'm saying? And it doesn't help. What doesn't help his case is that in a playoff run, he never averaged 30 points a game. Assist numbers were crazy, but he never cracked 30 points per game. So yeah, some blame got to go on Steve. And on top of that, Steve wasn't really all that good on defense. What I'm not going to do is count his Laker years against him, because that was when he was past his prime and, he had back issues in and out. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not going to fault, Laker Nash. But Dallas Nash, and especially Phoenix Nash, I will definitely hold their feet to the fire. Coming in number 7, we got Mr. PG-13 himself, Playoff P, Pandemic P, Paul George. Now, a lot of his playoff failures were because he ran into LeBron early on in his career. But however, that series against the Blazers, I'm not going to excuse that. That series against the Jazz, can't excuse that. And I definitely cannot excuse when he blew a 3-1 lead when he was with the Los Angeles Clippers in the 2020 bubble. I'm definitely not going to excuse that. He failed to show up to play, fumbling the bag everywhere in Game 7. And then in 2021, he got cucked by the freaking Suns. Yeah, Kawhi was out, leaving him to be the man, but PG, you supposed to be that guy. What happened? And then it was, first round exit after first round exit after that. Like, you only made the conference finals, like, maybe, twice in your career? No, 3 times. Twice on the East and once on the West. No finals trip, no ring to show for it. Ya buns. Number 6, we got his teammate from Philly, Joel Embiid. Joel Embiid has been swept in the first round. I don't think he's ever made it past the second round in his career. There's a lot that have to do with injuries, sure, but even when he's on the court, he doesn't do very good. Remember when he vastly underperformed against the Celtics like a few years back, when the Celtics made the finals against the Golden State Warriors, and then like he let Jason Tatum go off on him Game 7 while he disappeared. Do y'all remember that? And then like you remember the mask game where he hardly even put up any points? You know what I'm saying? From the field, like most of his points was at the free throw line, and he still got out clutched by I think it was Giannis. Well, I don't know. I remember in one of their little runs that Giannis and the Bucks had. They beat these guys, and Embiid was selling. And even on the Olympic stage, this dude was selling, but he got bailed out because of his talent around him on the Olympic stage. But yeah, man, you can't trust Joel Embiid. And like I said about Steve Nash, he got a league MVP, but no championship. No championship. Why are we wasting time with this guy? Coming in number 5, DeMar DeRozan. DeMar DeRozan got swept twice by LeBron. Swept once by a Wizards team with an aging Paul Pierce, an injury-prone John Wall, and an uprising Bradley Beal, which is embarrassing. They had Gortat, they had Nene, sure, but still, look at that, all their cores. Look at all their core players, man. Like, DeMar, your team was younger, faster. Y'all should have adapted. And then, like, even in the year before that, you did not want anything to do with the ball late in the game. You deferred to Kyle Lowry. It's the reason why the Toronto Raptors won a championship immediately after they traded this guy. It's a reason why. Clear reason why. And then, like, you couldn't even get the Bulls to the playoffs. And you couldn't even qualify. You couldn't even get to the Spurs to the playoffs. So what makes Sacramento fans think he's the answer? Or the GM or the front office. But anyway, Kundu in number 4. I actually put 2 players here because when they choke together. And their names are Ewing. John Starks and Patrick Ewing. Now, granted, they were a great duo together in the regular season, but come playoff time, they turned into a shell of themselves. Especially during that finals against the Houston Rockets when John Starks went 0 for 11 from downtown and 2 of 15 from the field, and then I think Ewing only had 15 points that game too, and he was getting cooked on defense by Hakeem Olajuwon. Ugh. And then I think Ewing was choking in the '99 finals too. Now I'm not sure if Starks was a part of that team anymore, but still. Ewing choked in that finals too. Like, how are you considered a GOAT level center, but your record is 0-2? Now, granted, he's one of the victims of the curse of Michael Jordan, meaning you lost because you shouldn't have played with Jordan. But I cannot excuse the times when Jordan wasn't in your way that you fumbled the bag. Especially, like, you remember when he missed a point-blank layup in one of the earlier rounds? You remember when he missed a point-blank layup to force the game to OT? He's just not clutch. And neither is John Starks. They're just not clutch. What more can I say at this point about these two? What more can I say? Anyway, let me stop. Coming in third place, the bronze medal goes to certified backfielder himself, Mr. Chris Paul. Chris Paul, it don't matter what team he on. It don't matter what round of the playoffs it could be. It could be conference. It could be first round. It could be semis. It could be any of those. But if Chris Paul is on your team, you're guaranteed an L somewhere in the playoffs. Let's just be real. You guaranteed an L. Like, he never won a championship. Like, he just retired this season without one. And he's always been considered a league MVP level candidate. Okay? He's always been considered that. But still, even then, he never, ever, 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 ever hoisted a Larry O'Brien. Let's run down the list. He blew a 2-0 lead as a Hornet. He blew a 3-1 lead as a Clipper. And he lost in the conference semis when he was with Houston against the same Golden State team he busted his hamstring against the year previous. He got out-clutched in 7 games by somebody else who we're going to name on this list. And then he took his talents to Phoenix. 2021, he blew a 2-0 lead to the Bucks in the NBA Finals. That was his last shot, and in one of those games, he only scored 6 points. I remember seeing this with my own eyes. I'm like, you can't count on this dude, Chris Paul, man. Choke artist. Didn't do shit in Golden State. And by the time you made it to San Antonio, you were relegated to just, a mentorship role. So, yeah, what more do I need to say about certified bag fumbler CP3? What more do I need to say? Oh, yeah. Not to mention, you got sunned by Luka Doncic and the Mavericks the year after y'all won the championship. What more can I say? Silver medal of chokers goes to Carl Malone. Remember, Scotty said the mailman don't deliver on Sundays for a reason. You remember that time when he missed like 2 straight free throws in the fourth quarter, man, of the 97 finals? And granted, he was league MVP, just like Steve Nash was, just like Westbrook was, just like Embiid was, and he still couldn't bring in a championship. What sense? What's the MVP worth if you can't haul in the title? What's it worth? And then in the 98 finals in the clutch, you got stripped by Mike. Embarrassing. You went to the finals 2 straight times and you still couldn't get one? You couldn't get one? Carl. Anyway, before we get to number 1, let's have some dishonorable mentions. These guys didn't make the list for miscellaneous amount of reasons. Vince Carter, I put him on here because, yeah, his Raptors teams outside of him and maybe T-Mac weren't that talented, and I put him on here because for the fact that he missed a 3 during that series against the Sixers way back in, like, I think it was either 01 or 02, one of those. And then, like, I don't think he made it past the first round as a New Jersey Net either, I think. And then when he was with the Orlando Magic and got to his only conference finals of his career, he missed some critical free throws. So, yeah, like, the Magic should have went to the finals that year if Vince Carter makes those free throws. And then by the time he got to, like, Phoenix and Dallas, his prime was pretty much over. He fooled us with that pump fake 3 he hit in the corner, but apart from that, man, he definitely was You know what I'm saying? Was not the same guy in the playoffs. Nick Anderson, he's on here for missing 4 straight free throws in the 1994 finals. 1995 finals. And his career was never the same after that. Since then, the Magic have never claimed a title. The Magic only got there really one other time, and that's 10 years after his retirement. But I put him on here, as I mentioned, because that Magic team got swept. David Robinson, when he was the ace, when he was the number 1 guy on the Spurs, he wasn't winning no titles. But when Duncan took the crown off of his head and put it on himself, they finally get one. What was David Robinson doing without Duncan? Let's just be real. I love David Robinson, quality guy, but still, not a champion without Duncan. Wilt the Stilt, remember, he got rings too, but his record is above 500. His finals record above 500. He was I think it was 2-4, 2-5, something around there. But I know he just got 2 out of all the times he went to the finals. Like, he could stat stuff because he had so many athletic advantages over his opponents, but his stats didn't really equate to much wins when it matters the most. Jerry West, same thing, same reason. Jerry West only has, I think, maybe like 1 championship. And people call him Mr. Clutch all the time. But he lost 8 times in the finals. And I'm not sure if that could warrant him that phrase. You know what I'm saying? Maybe it was just back then, it was just a loose term. But I don't consider somebody 1-8 in the finals really all that clutch. No disrespect. Rest in peace to both these legends I just mentioned. But still. And then last but not least, your glorious king himself, LeBron James. Same reason. He got championships, no doubt. But he went to the finals 10 times and only got 4. So that's still below 500. That's still not passing. You didn't win most of the times that you went. I'm sorry, LeBron. What saved you from getting on this list, as much playoff meltdowns as you have had, especially in recent memory, and don't even get me started about 2011 and what happened this year against my Timberwolves. But for as much rings as you've gotten, how many times you went there soured it, because you lost more times than you have won. You know what I'm saying? And then, like, people are still questioning the legitimacy of your rings, but I still think all rings count. But yeah, man, like, y'all put him above Michael with a below 500 finals record. It's not about Michael having 6. It's not about LeBron having 4. It's the fact that LeBron lost. He lost more times than Jordan and Kobe combined in the finals. He lost way more times. He even lost more than Duncan, and Duncan only lost once. Lost more than Dirk even. Lost more than Kevin Garnett even. A lot of his peers. Lost more than Iverson. But hey, let me not rant too long. I'm gonna try to cut the LeBron fans a break today. I'm try to cut you Brown sexuals a break today. Let me move on to number 1. You should already know who takes my list for the number 1 spot. It's James freaking Harden. This man has been in the playoffs every single year. A former league MVP like Karl Malone, like Steve Nash, like Embiid, like Westbrook, and no championship to show for it. Ass. Oklahoma City, you went to the finals only that one time, and you shot 30-something% from the field, and like in the teens for the 3-point line. Non-factor. Trash. Went to Houston. You lost in the most epic way possible, in every which way, to the Golden State Warriors. You had a big lead going into the 4th, and you and your team still kept wanting to shoot threes. Y'all deserve to lose that one. And then Grant, and y'all also lost to the Spurs the year before that, and that was an epic choke job. Brooklyn, you still didn't lose all that weight, but at the same time you had a busted hamstring, and I'm not going to fault you for that. I'm going to fault Kevin Durant's big A feet, but I will fault you for having a piss poor closeout game that series, as well as your Sixers series against, I think it was Boston that time, where he only had 11 points, I think. Or did he only score 5 or something like that? I know it was something low scoring. And then as far as the Clippers, man, y'all were supposed to beat the Nuggets because y'all had the deeper team and y'all were defensively more sound somewhat. But you turned into little game James. And then the past 2 years you've been on the Clippers, you were getting first round exited. So I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear any more excuses about James Harden having a longer peak than Dwayne Wade, or what my old friend Shumaki from high school said about James Harden being better than Kobe Bryant. Stop all that nonsense. Stop all the bullshit. Stop the cap. Stop the lies. Stop the bamboozling. Stop the tomfoolery. Stop the witching, the bewitching. Stop all of this nonsense, okay? Just stop. Is he a top 3 3-point shooter of all time? Of course. I'll give him that. Borderline top 2, but he's at 3 for me. Because he don't beat Ray Allen and he don't beat Curry. But is he a top 10 shooting guard of all time? Debatable. But yeah, man, that's gonna be it for this video of my top 10 playoff chokers. Let's do a recap. 10, we got Russell Westbrook. 9, we got Melo. 8, we got MV Steve. 7, we got PG-13. 6, we got The Process that I never believed in. For 5th, we got DeMar. 4th, we got Ewing and Starks. 3rd, we got CP3. 2, we got the pedo. And number 1, the beard. But yeah, that's going to be it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Don't forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and notification bell so you know, and I'll see you all next time for another epic list video. Till then, I love you guys. Take care. Be safe. And deuces.